we're so wired to want to be around people who we feel like love us. But it's so crazy that even in these same environments, the people that we think love us are the ones that tear us down the most. And it's not because they want to, it's because the mindset. Welcome back, y'all. And so, like I said, man, today we're going to talk about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And so a lot of people don't understand what this is, and it really boils down to the fact of like your environment. Man, traveling is key. I remember when I lived in the neighborhood that I lived in, all I could ever really comment about was where I lived. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people will tell you, hey, don't do this, don't go here, don't go there. And it's most of the time because they've never been anywhere, right? And that's because based off of their environment tells you that the place that you're trying to go to is a negative place because nobody they know has never been to this place. And so what you do in these environments, which is scarcity, you adapt that type of mindset. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to adapt that type of mindset. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things you could do to be able to grow your mindset is just get out more. I think it's very important for humans to travel and to see different things and to have different experiences and reach and to grow, because if you don't get a chance to be able to go anywhere, you're never able to grow. You're only able to comment on the things that you know about. And the thing about it is that we live in this world where people have knowing and doing confused. And knowing and doing is definitely the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, right? So let me give you the difference between a growth mindset. A growth mindset is learning how to be uncomfortable and then learning how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I know that sounds crazy, but you have to learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because you realize at some point that everything that's happening in your life is all good. The Most High is always setting you up for the biggest blessing that you could be able to receive in your life. It's ultimately up to you to be able to receive it or not. And when you have the growth mindset, we don't look at things like it's an excuse. We look at things like problems present opportunities. And I know that sounds crazy, but to me, a problem presents an opportunity, because I'm always reaching, growing, thinking, feeling, always trying to be able to expand, right? And so when you're expanding, you're going to always be faced with new challenges. And new challenges only equal a new opportunity to be able to grow. And that's why sometimes people aren't able to grow, is because as soon as they're faced with a challenge, they immediately shut down and scarcity takes over. A person with a mindset of not growing, or fixed mindset, I call it fixed mindset, they are happy where they are. They feel like this is all they will ever be. This is all they will ever know. And even though they may know more than the people, and they're comfortable knowing more than the people who are in their environment. Now, you can grow in scarcity environments, but the problem is it's still scarcity. So let's just say when we have a business and we have things, I know I've done it, you know what I'm saying, even in the past, just short myself, because if somebody say, oh no, that's too much, oh no, that's too much. And it's because when you live in a scarcity environment, all you know is that. So you don't want to expand and be like, oh, okay, well then you'll try to come down on your price, or you'll try to fix it to be inside of that place. But in reality, what happens is that you've grown, and you have to get out and go and meet the new people that actually want to be able to get a chance to be able to get your services and do whatever it is that they want to be able to do. And we're so wired to want to be around people who we feel like love us. But it's so crazy that even in these same environments, the people that we think love us are the ones that tear us down the most. And it's not because they want to, it's because the mindset. You start reaching and start growing and start going for something different outside of your environment, you're going to change. And what happens is that most people either, here's what's going to happen. Either you're going to expand past the environment and move on and go to another environment with people who want to expand, grow, and live. Or you're going to have a growth mindset in a scarcity environment, and it's still going to be a stagnant. You're going to wonder why I'm not being able to 10x my business, or why I'm not able to do this. And it's not based off of the fact that you're not growing. It's based off of the fact of the environment. And so environment plays a lot on how our mindset is wired to be able to grow or to be able to stay stagnant. And so, a lot of the times we chase things that really don't mean us any value. And, what I'm saying, it doesn't help us. Instead of us trying to turn on things that can actually take us to another level, get us out of the place that we're at, we're more comfortable just being able to stay stagnant so we can fit in. And I'm telling you, being able to fit in is only going to allow you to be able to have a fixed mindset. And a fixed mindset is a mindset that never grows and it never expands. And, I would say this. If you get an opportunity to ever go and travel, and I'm talking about not travel with friends and with people, get an opportunity to travel by yourself. I don't think people get enough time to honestly spend by themselves. And I want you to take a brief second and think about the last time you were honestly by yourself. And even when people talk about, hey, I'm single, or I'm this, even when I'm including kids, I'm including wife, husband, whatever. I'm including all that. When was the last time you were by yourself for more than a week? Even in your birth, from the time you're here, you're already taught to be able to love other people. And you never ever return their love back. And so with that, you're also being told what you can be, what you should be, and what limitations you have, especially in scarcity environments. Once you start reaching a certain place in scarcity environments, people get scared for you. They start thinking something's wrong, or they start trying to be able to change things that are going on around you. And listen, you ultimately have to learn how to grow no matter what happens, what I'm saying? And you can't try to be what everybody else wants you to be more than you're trying to be for yourself. And I think that's the hardest thing for anybody to be able to get. What I'm saying? Your kids have their own life, your mom has her own life, your husband has his own life, and you have to ultimately decide what it is that you want to do. Because what happens is that we could be even in relationship with people, and I'm like, hey, I want to go over here. I don't see any problems with what's going on. I'm like, hey, we see what it is that we want to do. We're going towards our goals, and we're not going to let anybody or anything stop us. And you could be in a relationship with somebody. Like I said, relationship doesn't mean dating, but it could be dating or it could be relationship, right? And they're like, no, I don't want to do that. No, that's a bad idea. At some point, you have to figure out when fear kicks in and when your idea is meant for you. It's not meant for everybody to go. Everybody is not going to grow at the same pace. But trust me, everybody's going to grow. Because what happens is this. Even in your absence, if you're around somebody and you're always trying to get them good ideas and trying to tell them the right things to be able to do, what's going to happen, even in your absence, they are going to grow. And whether that be up or down, but they are going to grow, because that is the law of the universe. People have to change no matter what happens, because your change and your growth is going to have to make them learn, if they want to be able to have relationships, how to deal with you moving forward in a relationship. And so, you know what I'm saying, I understand that totally, wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying, like, sometimes I've experienced that a lot, you know what I'm saying, just growing up and even coming from the neighborhood that I came from and then going back into it. Some of the people that I grew up with, like, they can't recognize me and I can't recognize them, because we've just grown two different ways. And they're fixed on being able to remember me as this person, the person that they're comfortable with right here. But they can never see me right here. And I understand it, because you ultimately have to be able to see yourself here and become invincible, and take on all challenges and take on anything that has everything to do with growth. So, let me see, man, I wrote some notes down. You know, and the reality of it is just, it's like no excuses. I've just learned a long time ago that I picked everything and I chose everything that happened to me in my life. Did I expect the outcomes to happen? No. But ultimately, I put myself in it, so I take full responsibility for everything and everybody that I bring into my life. And I just can't give the power to anybody else anymore to make excuses of why something didn't happen to me or happen for me, because life is always happening for me, not to me. And I believe that I'm meant to meet everybody. I'm meant to go to the things that I'm supposed to go through, all for the full expression for the universe, for growth. And that's all I'm here for. It's to grow. And let me just tell you something about growing. You never stop expanding. You never stop expanding. And that's what, when you're around a person who has a growth mindset, they're not satisfied. They're happy with what they just did, but they're not satisfied with it, because they're always steady reaching, steady growing. That's what human beings are here for, to learn, to stretch, to grow, to love. That's why when sometimes you meet, let me give you even a good one, right? You know how when people die young, and when I say young, they die young at an age of, 25, 26. Let's just take a person like Tupac Shakur, right? Tupac Shakur was here maybe 20 something years. He didn't even get a chance to even be 30 years old, right? But in that time, the growth, the mindset, the growth, think about the growth. This man's probably been all around the world, done everything, traveled to different places, seen, stretched, expanded. And then after that, it was nothing else for the life to be able to reach, because it had already reached everything that it could probably try to be able to reach in this lifetime, in this spirit. And you have the fixed mindset of the person who lives to be 86 years old in the same environment and never leaves. This is critical, because on one hand, of course, tragically, how this guy died is ultimately not the way you want to go. But ultimately, in his 26 or 25 years of living, He's endured and learned more than a person who was 86 years old who never went anywhere. That's a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. It never says anywhere about your age. It's all about your experiences. So I just wanted to give you guys some quick demonstrations, and just for you guys to be able to keep pushing forward, man. Anybody who wants to be able to obtain a growth mindset, stop making excuses. There's no more reasons to be able to blame anybody for the things that's going on in your life. Ultimately, you are the creator of your own universe. You have the right to write this story. You have the right to delete people. You have the right to bring people back in. You have the right to do everything it is that you want to do. And I just want to keep on encouraging you to be able to go on your path and always stay on your journey, and it's going to be hard in those environments, but also ultimately understand that you are the master of your own universe. All right? So make sure you guys join us. This is something we're going to be doing now. From now on, man, we're going to be coming in every week. Just come in and say what's up. And make sure you tune in this week for our Wednesday show at 7:30 at Just a Thought, man. Peace and blessings. Blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, man. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.